Candace Owens speaks in the language of facts and clearly proves her point. We will try to analyze this passage together.
So, I mean, I've been turned into public enemy number one. I say the same thing when I hit every stage. The single motherhood rate in the black community in the 1960s, before Lyndon Baines Johnson started the Great Society Act, was 23%. At that time, that was considered very high. 23% of black people growing up without a father in the home. The single motherhood rate in the black community today is 74%. 74% of our children are growing up without a father in the home. It was Barack Obama, who I don't even really have anything for, who told you what happens when you remove a father from the home. You're 9 times more likely to end up in prison. You're 6 times more likely to drop out of high school, and you're 12 times more likely to lead a life of poverty. Why is nobody talking about father absence, and why do we keep being silenced when we actually do? This is what black conservatism is, by the way. It's really not. It's not that controversial.
African Americans feel cheated. Biden made a lot of promises during the election campaign but did not fulfill them. Moreover, it is the black communities that suffer the most from the migration crisis provoked by the current government. Illegals are planted with them and provide them with resources that black Americans have been fighting for decades. This is what Candace is trying to convey.
When I first met President Trump, and I had heard him years before he actually ran for office talk about certain things that I felt were really important to me as a black mother, not just as an American or as a voter. But what he has done since he's been elected is he's proven himself. He has given more money to HBCUs. He just eliminated $300 million of debt from hurricane relief from HBCUs, just gave them another $100 billion more, on top of what no one wants to talk about, like those at MSNBC and CNN, are opportunity zones.
Donald Trump is starting to sound like he was right on many issues. The migration crisis is a prime example. Black communities are disproportionately affected as undocumented migrants are pushed into their communities. Few people want to talk about the good things Trump has done, and therein lies the problem.
All right, so to tackle the white supremacy thing, your question was a fallacy because you said you insinuated that he has not denounced white supremacy.
He hasn't.
Somebody please, go to his Twitter feed right now. Right now,
he
go
said,
back to
who
the
is
shootings.
The KKK?
He said, no, because we gotta tell the truth.
He said,
stop.
Who is the KKK?
Now you're cutting me off, right? There we go, now we're even.
What he said was that.
So listen.
What he said was that there was good
No,
on both
let me
sides
finish.
of white
Stop,
supremacy. That's
because
what
you
he
guys
said.
are so
That's
hung
not what he
up
said.
on
That's not what he
Charlottesville,
said.
and nobody heard the entire clip. I want to talk about why we get manipulated. I'm being serious, guys. I'm not even trying to make this like a contentious moment, because this is literally why Black America loses right here. Because we allow people with cameras to go hear a whole speech, like they do this to me all the time. They take out a couple of sentences you said, and they create a whole new headline, and people that were not there.
Just look at how they disagree with her. Don't they understand these things? This is really how our media works. They cut excerpts from your speeches and make a completely different news story, which will doom you to a heath. That's how the black community was made to not vote for Trump and go vote for Biden. They were simply duped and didn't keep their promise. Now they realize they were dumbfounded and will vote for Trump. That's the whole point of our media field. They are simply corrupted.
Get incensed and get emotional, and don't actually go back to hear what was actually said in full context. They do it to me all the time. I know they do it to Trump. He has denounced white supremacy so many times. It's something north, somebody counted, of 24 times, and it's on his Twitter feed. So if you want to fact check me, go back to a couple of weeks ago when the shootings happened. He said, America is no place for white nationalism and white supremacy, and it's an issue that has to be tackled. I'm paraphrasing, you can go find it.
Although
so
he calls himself a nationalist.
He
calls himself a nationalist.
Stop. You can fact check me. I'm either lying to your face, you can go on Twitter right now. You can do it live.
So which one do you want us to believe? The first thing he says or what he says after the media comes after him?
No, I'm talking about
because the first thing he said was that
you're asking a different question than T.I. did. T.I. said, how can you work with an administration that has never denounced white supremacy? You're talking about Charlottesville?
I'm talking about talking points that come out later. But what he starts with is racism. That's what comes out his mouth when he starts.
See?
And
let me tell you something.
How many mass shootings by white supremacists
and let me tell you why the black vote is the easiest vote for Democrats to keep for the last 60 years. All they have to do to get our vote, let me tell you something. If people know what you fear, you are the easiest person to control. The Democrats have figured out that Black America is emotionally responsive to the word racism. She says racism, you jump up and you start cheering. You haven't even listened to what I've said to rebut it, okay?
Now, under Donald Trump, Social and economic indicators are on the rise, so the Democrats have started to actively develop and feed the theme of racism. I am sure that Trump does not support racists and neo-Nazis, but such accusations are essential for the establishment of both parties in the United States. It was to their advantage to sink him, and they almost did. People believed them and started hating him for it. Terrible. Now the beginning of a new story in which Biden lost. What do you think about that? Is Candace right? Write your opinion in the comments, and don't forget to watch other shocking news on the channel.